So when I originally envisioned doing this video, like last year, I had it in my head that I might do a modified version of the song It's Been a While by Stained, but you guys don't need that, and I kind of want to keep this more level-headed as best I can. Because this isn't just me talking about the state of the channel moving forward, this is also me talking about like a brief history and context of like why I'm here, what's going on behind the scenes, and all that jazz. I gotta work on not using crutches, like all of that followed by an adjective. It's not fun. But if for some reason you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Dan. I've been with this network for about 10 years, which is weird to say. I met Drew in 2015 when I was going to Butte, when we were both going to Butte. We met through my best friend Todd, and it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this person has access to these things and has similar interests that I do. I'd like to hang out with him. He seems cool. I want to learn these things. And we did. We hit it off. I made a skit or two. I was part of a skit or two. I helped film a skit or two, which is really a fancy way of saying I held a microphone aloft so that way Drew could talk into it. I think that was actually for Volunteer Cop too, now that I think about it. Eventually, after wanting to get into it and talking about getting into it with him and what I would do, I got a MacBook Pro, I got a camera, I got a microphone, I got Adobe Premiere, and he let me loose on the Tailosive Leftovers channel. Don't ask me why he had it named that originally. The name was changed, I think, about a year later to Tailosive Movie Reviews anyway, so there's that. And for the longest time, I think I was putting out, I don't know, maybe a couple videos a week on a really good day, or a really good week. None of it was like crazy, because it was all just basic editing things that anybody with zero experience could do, and it was fun at the time, and it still is fun now. But at the time when I first started doing this, it was I'm going to school part-time, I'm working part-time, and in between it all, I'm making a video or two, and I'm hanging out with my friends, and it's great. Then eventually it became I'm working full-time, I'm going to school part-time, and I'm still hanging out with my buddies after work and doing whatever, but that means every day is full up and I don't really like have a break, even if the school days were half days. You know what I mean? Then it became I'm working full time, I'm getting disenchanted by school, so I'm dropping out. I meet this really, really cool chick on the internet who would be my future wife. I'm still hanging out with Drew and the guys and making videos here and there where I can, but not with the frequency I really had at one point. Then it became I wifed up that really cool chick that I met. I'm working full time, and I'm only really making videos here and there that sound interesting enough to warrant even the most basic effort to talk about them. Because by this point, I'm not just thinking about movies and TV, I'm thinking about other stuff, but we'll get into that here in a little while. But really, it was just the natural progression of growing up is that as you get older, your life gets busier, you have more responsibilities, you have more stuff going on, and that's fine. It's not something to be mad about or anything. You can have some regrets about it, I guess, but it's gonna happen. It's like the sunrise. You can't really escape it, no matter how hard you try. And that brings us to now, where not only am I working full-time, I am in the military now as a reservist, which even as a reservist, you're still kind of busy with stuff. I'm going to school again, because after years of not going to college, I decided I want to go back and try and further not just my military career, but a civilian career in something else that's not my current job that I'm not going to get into here. But suffice it to say, I love my job that I have right now, but I feel like I should explore other options, if only because I just feel like I need to, but through no fault of anyone's at all. And in between it all, just the natural stuff of life, like chores and meeting with friends and family that you don't get to see as often, and making sure that the yard's been weed-eated and everything's watered. Basic stuff that always happens and you have to maintain it. But through it all, the thing that bugs me the most is that I don't do this as much as I would like to, or even used to. I think there was a solid month where I probably got out 5 videos a week, and they weren't anything crazy, but I still managed to do that, and I don't think I could maintain that level of momentum, but I could probably maintain like maybe a video a month or something and talk about whatever's in my head and have fun with it. I'm not promising a set like release schedule on anything as I do this. I just want you to know that I want to do this more and I want to bring it back, and I'm going to try to. I'm really going to try to, like, actually set time aside to figure this out. Also, there's the limiting factor of technology that was kind of holding me back, if I'm being completely honest. The MacBook Pro I used from 2015, I have always used from 2015. I got 10 years out of that thing, and honestly, the software is still good, but when it comes to editing, it really has to chug and make stuff happen, and that's without getting into the fact that parts are starting to fail on it. And it's only a matter of time before that thing turns into an IED and kills me. The camera still works, as you can tell by watching this. The microphone that I had originally, the Zoom, is not really great anymore, and I have to use my phone for the time being, but whatever. That's a perfectly fine Band-Aid solution for what I need right now. And I have access to Adobe Premiere that I've always maintained just in case I get the urge to make something, so that's really a non-issue. So I think that brings us to what is the channel name Dan and Movie Man about right now. And plain and simple, it's not anything other than Drew's busy, the other guys are busy too. None of us have put out videos on it for years, and I have been one of the most consistent voices on this channel since 2015, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna act like I've always put out stuff all the time. I mean, it's been like 3 years since the last video I made where I talked about the Dragon Prince, but I think that in Drew's mind, this is my channel in a way, but it's also his and the other guys too, because without Drew, this whole network wouldn't even exist, and I can't fault him for that. It's his baby at the end of the day. That having been said, I asked him what it meant that he changed the name of the channel, and he just said, I'm too busy. And when I asked him if that means I have carte blanche to go nuts, he said basically yes. So as far as I'm concerned, I run this channel now. Now, I have gotten rid of a lot of videos, but I've only gotten rid of my videos. All the other guys, Drew included, of course, I have decided to leave up, and I don't know if I'm going to unlist them later or what, but I feel bad about the prospect of doing that, so I'm not going to. I'll probably change the name of this channel too from Dan and Movie Man to something else, because I don't think I'm really that great of a movie man. I know some things, and this brain locks in useless information from IMDb like nothing, but movies and TV shows are not the only things I want to talk about, guys. And I feel like since I have access to this channel and free will to do whatever I want, I should expand on my topic selection. I want to talk about movies. I want to talk about video games. I want to talk about books and music. I want to talk about more tangible things like prepping, gear, maybe some survival stuff I know, military things. I want to talk about guns. I really want to talk about guns. And so I think that's what's going to happen with this channel from here on out. It's just going to be a motley of whatever the hell I want to talk about. Like I said, I can't promise some kind of set schedule, but I'm going to work something out. I have plenty of ideas for things to talk about right now that I've been slowly piecing together over the last few months in preparation for finally doing this. And now that I can actually sit down and edit this video without thinking I'm going to turn my laptop into a frag grenade, I'm really excited to do stuff like this again. So, to put the TLDW, I guess, been bugging the hell out of me that I haven't made videos in a long time. Loved it. Doing more of it right now. We're gonna figure out a schedule, and I have complete control. If I could drink more of this particular flavor without bursting my heart, I probably would. With all that having been said, I'm glad to try and get back into doing this. Hopefully it won't be more than like a month until the next video I make for this channel. And I guess I am the artist formerly known as Dan the Movie Man. Have a good day.